and I'm joined with the homie Yvngn right now. What's good, man?
What's up with you? My fault. I don't know what was going on. I couldn't get no dial tone.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we got you on now. Everything's all good. I'm joined with hip hop artist Yvngn. He's with me right now. How
I
you feeling,
appreciate it.
man?
Man, I'm appreciative of Mr. Kenny, like on some real talk. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to get this time. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm blessed.
That's good to hear, man. So I've been a fan of yours. Um, I know you through mutual friends that we have. As a matter of fact, I've seen you perform a couple times. Um,
Oh, word.
yeah, I've seen you perform. I think Al's Bar. I've seen you perform. I've seen you in other places. I think the last time I seen you was at Green Lantern's Bar. Um,
Okay.
so obviously this was way before the pandemic hit. I know you through Molly Carter, Anonymous Rose, OOC, a couple other local artists, and I've heard the album Misunderstood. So dope record, man. I definitely like what you're presenting to the local music scene and the input that you're putting out there as far as artists and helping others out, man. Respect to you, bro.
Man, I truly appreciate it. I feel like we got one of the talented cities, and honestly, in America right now. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of, especially hip hop, and the stuff that's coming out of Lexington right now between me, Trap, and a couple of others. Like it's a lot of people like it. Like you said, Marley, Anonymous Rock, my boy. I got a couple homies myself. My boy Life. Like I could go down a list of people that's killing the game right now, and that I know is gonna be dropping some fire soon. So it's just a honor to be a part of all of this for real.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we're gonna get to your new music. I know it's this new album you've been working on, Trust the Process. We're gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
to that in just a bit. But before we get to that, how did you get started into music? How did it start off for you?
Honestly, so me and my boy Life got a joke, and we talk. He talk. He's we talk about um how the beginning for us was kind of our end, and that's kind of what it is for me. I went through a depressive state, and just kind of trying to find myself. Um, I was crying for help, and I feel like Kendrick saying this, but for real, I just was searching for answers, trying to figure out what direction I needed to go in. While I was, I ended up trying to commit suicide, and it didn't work out. I ended up in the hospital, and they had put me on the ward. And so on the floor, I ran into this lady, and she pretty much had I'd been in the hospital trying not to go crazy. They wouldn't let me listen to a radio. They wouldn't let me do too much of anything. So I just started singing in the hospital, and somebody had called me and was like, "Yo, you got a beautiful voice." And so when I was in the hospital, I was like, "Man, I ain't trying to be known for no singing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got real stuff to talk about." So I started just writing my pain out. And when I got out, my boy Life kind of was like, "Yo, let's get in the studio." And since then, we just been kind of just I kind of been figuring out who I want to be as an artist, but also figure out how to be me genuinely.
Yeah, man. Just that's the thing about life, man. It takes you all types of directions, and seeing that what you've been through, being able to overcome all the adversity, you definitely feel like someone that has a lot to say, and maybe it can help someone through rough times or similar times that you've been through. And that's the beauty of music, man. Like you listen to music, whether it's mainstream or local. You hear a couple of artists here and there with some real authentic stuff, and it was relatable for the most part. It's just authentic, man. Like it's real stuff. I know you look up to some people. You fans of some other artists. I know you're a huge Nipsey Hussle fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm on Facebook every day. I see your posts. I give it a like here and there. And you
I
are
appreciate
definitely
it.
you're a huge Nipsey Hussle fan. I like Nipsey as well, man. What does Nipsey means to you as an artist and just someone of what he's been able to do?
Well, honestly, so I tell people all the time, I don't want nobody to like, cause I a lot of people come and they just like, man, you don't know about Nipsey, like you weren't there from the beginning, and I tell people all the time, like it's not about you being there for the whole time, it's about how you grow with your artist. And I came across Nipsey probably about 2009 when he had dropped that you broke, shut up, don't talk to me, get your bread up with YG. And that was probably I've always been in love with the West Coast sound growing up. I grew up on Pac, grew up on Ice Cube, grew up on just West Coast music.
Yeah,
And so I yeah, Snoop, and so I when I heard that song, I got a real taste of Nipsey, and I loved YG at the time, but I never really heard of like who Nipsey was. So when I heard the verse, I was like, yo, he's spitting, and I loved his voice, and like that was a big thing for me. I'm a big person in how you make me feel, and Nipsey just for whatever reason struck a nerve into me. So since then, I kind of went in and got into his discography, and I found Crenshaw, uh, fell in love with "Summertime and Cutlass," um,
yeah.
and a couple of other songs, and just kind of grew with him as a young independent artist. And so, Victory Lap for me, not as a fan, was almost like me dropping the album. I was so happy for Nip, like it was really deal like that was an experience that I know that Nip deserved. You know what I'm saying? Seeing
Yeah.
him come from everything that he's done for the past 12 years to manifest the way it did, it was only right.
I remember being heavy listening to mixtapes back in the day, and Nipsey was one of those artists that I listened to back then. Crenshaw, I mean, all these
Yes, sir.
mixtapes that he did, and just when Victory
Pull up and
Lap
got
came
the
out,
man.
when Victory Lap came
Yes,
out,
sir.
that was it was worth the wait in my opinion. Like
For
he wasn't forced. He did it his way. He talked about marathon. Like he took his time with it. And it definitely felt like he was really getting the acknowledgement that he deserved. And I would have loved to see what would have been next for him if the incident didn't happen to him, which was almost 2 years ago. He was on to bigger things, and it's unfortunate he's not with us to show us more what he had in store.
He is though, and that's why I tell people all the time is that we 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 have the power to let people die. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah,
why I hold on to Nipsey and hold on to Pac. And you see me post a lot of the OGs is because I feel like you know what I'm saying. A soul never dies. You know what I'm saying? The legacy that Nipsey left, we we as a people are who let that die. You know what I'm saying? If we forget, I watched a kids movie called Coco,
mm-hmm.
and I know it probably sounds corny, but my branding is around the youth, and I learned that from that movie of just understanding how like the I feel like our ancestors just want us to remember, simple and plain. They just want us to keep the traditions alive. So I feel like that's the best thing that we can do for Nip is keep the marathon running. That's what I'm trying to do.
I definitely see that through you and other artists that has been inspired by him. Nipsey done so much for the game, done so much for his community. He was
All right.
definitely trying to bring both sides together, Bloods and Crips, and
Yeah.
he really did everything that he could, given everything that's happened. So R.I.P. to Nip. We're gonna keep this thing going for as long as we still here. The marathon still continues for sure.
Yes, sir.
Um, so I definitely noticed the West Coast influences through your music, especially Misunderstood. I play a song of yours from earlier. It's called Doubled Up. That is your most streamed song on Spotify. I am a Spotify addict. I'll be on Spotify every day. listen to all types of music, and I play double up, and I play a couple of joints on there. I like you. I like your music, man. I like what you bring, man. Talk about Misunderstood, man. What was it like recording that record, and what made you named it Misunderstood?
Honestly, recording that record was probably one of the hardest experiences I've ever went through. Um, not I'm feel me, not to like discredit anybody, but I just feel like as I was recording that, I felt like a lot of people around me started to notice that I was elevating, and I guess when that starts to come to you, and people other people start to see it before you do, when you finally come to that realization of like, you know what I'm saying, like things are different. Like I lost a lot of people around me just on the essence of um, opportunities that didn't come to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And that was probably the hardest thing that I experienced and misunderstood is that I felt like I spoke it all to existence. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was just writing what I felt, and even though I still felt like it was true, I feel like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like still weren't really hearing what I was saying, and so I tell people, like I tell my youngest all the time with the music, you know what I'm saying. At first it's all fun and games because it's like people are hearing you, you know what I'm saying. Like you feel heard, but you'll soon realize that not everybody's listening. If that makes sense,
yeah.
for sure. So it was a very emotional time, but it was also a very I was able to learn a lot, and that's why I'm blessed because Trust the Process. I wasn't planning on dropping another album probably until like next year. Honestly, I was gonna let Misunderstood sit for a little bit and probably drop singles, and without like throughout the time of the year, the universe just kind of helped me co co-heard another album, so it just fell into my lap. So I I just gotta say thanks to the universe for that one. So
Well, I'm glad things worked out. Given everything that's happened, Misunderstood is a dope record. I definitely enjoy it. And if you haven't heard it, man, go give it a listen. Youngin, name of the artist. Misunderstood, name of the album. It's out on all the platforms. Go stream it. Go purchase it. Go support these artists, these
please,
local
please.
artists, and show your support. And I'm joined with the homie Youngin, and I look forward to hearing more music from you. With Trust the Process. So now that you definitely planning on putting this out, Trust the Process. Um, how has, no pun intended, how's the process been working on this next album compared to Misunderstood?
Honestly, in a lot of ways better, but in a lot of ways a lot more draining. Um, Emotionally, this album took a lot more out of me because I feel like I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like Trust the Process is misunderstood. Continue, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people will see that. I feel like what I wasn't able to say and misunderstood, I'm saying it more clear and Trust the Process. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like it's it's a misunderstood was kind of my like album to it. I wanted to let people know who I was, but I also wanted to let people know, like, you know what I'm saying, like don't misunderstand and think that you know me because of music. You know what I'm saying? Like don't come around me because you see me doing this music, especially because I know that once y'all sit on this album, y'all are gonna sleep on it. I know y'all will. But as the time passes, which it has, you know what I'm saying? I told everybody that. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset, is because I told people that y'all are gonna sleep on this album. And I was like, give it 6 months and I promise you it's gonna be the hottest thing in Lexington. And I'm not tooting my own horn at all. But I tell people, I told y'all, and I'm gonna keep telling y'all because for whatever reason we sleep on our local artists. And that's why I love to shout out the other artists because we gotta start realizing that it's real talent in Lexington, and if I have to believe in myself, then I will.
that's understandable. I lived in Kentucky half my life, I'm starting to listen to local music for the last 6, 7 years, and hearing so many artists throughout the years. And then I went into you, um, and there's a lot of artists, man. Lexington, we have talent, man. We have talent that's really grinding, that's really putting
Yeah,
in the work. Um, and artists like yourself, man, so as an artist, you definitely have to believe in yourself. And people gonna look at it the wrong way, but as an artist, man, you have to have that belief in yourself. And when people don't, so I applaud you, man, for putting it out there and just showing people that, hey, I mean, Lexington, we got talent, man. Let's do this. Let's show people what we're made of. So I definitely respect that, for you, and I look forward to this album. I'm not gonna sleep on this album at all. I'm waiting for it, man. Whenever you're ready to put it out, I'll be right there listening to it, man.
I don't have a release date yet, but I promise y'all soon. We finishing out. I got one more song to finish. I'm gonna be real with you. We had a feature that I had to change up, and just some last second stuff. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. The album is done. Like we just waiting on some finishing touches. I'm so excited for you guys to listen to this because I think one, y'all will hear the growth within me as a person, but also me as an artist. And so I'm just really excited for you for how you guys take it in, honestly, especially with how you guys took it misunderstood.
Absolutely, man. Trust the process. New album from Yvngn. It is on the way. The thing about you fans out there, y'all be watching these people. Like, you gotta wait. Gotta be
Gotta
patient.
wait.
You
Gotta
know,
wait.
I love using this analogy. I tell this all the time. I look at artists, music artists, as chefs. You go to a nice restaurant. You want a certain steak well done. It takes time. And it ain't
Right.
gonna put it out there unless they know it's out there. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna wait, but it'll be worth the wait. Trust the process, like the album
I like
said.
you, man. I like you. I like you.
So shout out to you, Youngin, man. Go ahead and promote your social media links, man. Where can people find you, and and what else you have in the works?
Man, y'all can find me at official youngin ENT CEO underscore. That's official YVNGN ENT CEO underscore. That's on Instagram, and then you can literally Youngin YVNGN everywhere else. And like I said, so I have Trust the Process coming out soon.
Hmm.
I want you guys to look out because I have some the youngins that I work with got some dope projects about to drop this summer too. I'm excited for you guys to get a load of them. Um, and also I have a very, 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 very special surprise that I cannot tell you about right now. But I have some dope visuals coming up, and I just want everybody to stay tuned because I am about to make Lexington proud. I hope.
Absolutely, man. So I'm looking forward to all of that and then some. And from the label, fellow artists,
Yes,
Youngin's
yes.
gonna have quite a 2021. So I'm looking forward to all of that, man. Great chatting with you. Great having you on the show finally. And
It's been an honor.
yeah, and continue to do what you do, continue to success, and more importantly, be safe out there with this pandemic still happening. You be safe. You have a good rest of your weekend. You take care, and we'll see each other again soon.
I appreciate you, Kenny. And hey, just know, you know what I'm saying. You gotta, you made a relationship here, so don't ever be afraid to reach out to Youngin. You have me on your platform, and that's always gonna be appreciated and remembered. So thank you.
Appreciate you, man. You have a good night.